everyone, my name is Anna McGovern reporting for AW.Today and I'm here with Monica Smit and she's currently facing some charges in Melbourne. Would you like to go into a bit more detail about what's going on?
So it's been a crazy last couple of days in the Magistrates Court of Victoria. So basically Consumer Affairs Victoria are charging me for not registering a fundraiser that my staff did while I was incarcerated in solitary confinement. That's charge number one. So basically it's just I didn't register the fundraiser, that's all it is. The second charge is that when they were investigating whether or not I breached the Fundraising Act, they asked me a series of questions and I didn't answer all of them because at the time I didn't think they were all relevant. And so that's why I didn't. So the second charge is not cooperating with Consumer Affairs Victoria's investigation.
It's been ongoing, it's concluded today, the investigation. So what actually happened with the court when you went there? Do you have any sort of update about what you think the result might be or what actually happened while you were in the court?
Yeah. Just to be clear, it's been going on for 3 years. So this is 3 years after the actual fundraiser, which is what they call it. And the craziest thing is that it all started because one gentleman who didn't agree with my opinion on things and didn't follow my work decided to donate $5 and then 2 days later reported that $5 donation as a scam or something. And he said, I donated because I thought it was a scam. So it's all very crazy. And actually this gentleman has costed the taxpayers a lot of money to go into this. But we've had 2 days in court and the decision won't come up until Friday. And I think that we did very well considering the fact that they had a whole team of lawyers and all of these resources behind them, taxpayers' money. I have no resources, but what I do have is truth, and all me and my lawyer did is told the truth and did the best that we can. Now, in terms of what I think the outcome will be, well, it's out of my hands because I did everything I could. And the magistrate, I should say, was actually a very firm and fair man, a little bit grumpy at the beginning. So I thought, oh my gosh. But today he was actually very fair and he actually helped our case a little bit. He brought up a new topic that we hadn't even thought about, which might get all 4 charges. And by the way, it's 4 charges because on each charge, Reignite Democracy Australia, the organisation, and Monica Smit, the director, are separately charged on both charges. So it's actually 4 charges. I am confident that he is a good man and that regardless of what he decides, he'll be able to justify it legally. And if I don't agree with it, I can appeal it.
And it's just crazy to me that this all started from a $5 donation, which something so small has then escalated so much. And then also as well, I would say you're probably best known for your COVID activism during some of the most restrictive lockdowns that we saw in the entire world, originating in Melbourne, and you encouraging people to actually stand up against all of the madness taking place. So this must have taken quite a big toll on you as well, having to go through all of this for years and years. How has that been for you, dealing with that personally?
Well, all of this is arisen from the work that I did during those times.
Yes.
I was in prison, the fundraiser started by my staff, so it is bringing up past trauma, but also it's hard because I know, and the people who know me know, that everything I've ever done has been above board and I've done it to help people. And now the people who I was trying to help, even this gentleman, are now attacking me. And look, I'm not a robot. It does take a toll emotionally. Being in that room and having all these lawyers trying to attack me and trying to get me to trip up, it is hard. However, I'll never stop, but I want to admit vulnerability-wise that, of course, it takes a toll on me. But that's what they do to people like me and other people. Luckily, I have a voice. Luckily, I have an audience that I can get support from and things like that. But what they want to do is to drain your resources and your energy. It's called punishment by process, So court case after court case after court case. And the thing is that they know, when I say they, I mean the Victorian government or the judicial system, they know that I have really big cases coming up where I'm suing the Victorian government for the things that they've done to me over the last 3 years. So it is in their best interest to drain my resources and energy so that I don't have the energy to do those cases, which are far more important. I was incarcerated in solitary confinement for 22 days and then the charges were dropped. Obviously, I'm going to be suing them for that. And that's going to be very bad publicity for them. So they want to get rid of me if they can. But it's not going to work.
Some of the criticism that you faced from some of the public, so I've seen some comments where they've called you a grifter, where you've apparently stolen the funds for yourself. You've taken the donations and then you've just used it for yourself. The court case was dropped apparently, and so you also saw as well Channel 7, who I wouldn't say from watching it myself did necessarily the best depiction of the case. There has been a couple of good articles who've actually covered it with really good detail, actually going in depth about what happened from beginning to present day as well. But then you've got some of the mainstream networks who are seemingly trying to target you and make you out to be this terrible person who's just grifting, taking people's donations for your personal gain. So what would you say to those people who are accusing you of that?
Well, there was a lot of costs that were incurred by being imprisoned, the appeal of the actual bail conditions that got me out of prison. Then about 3 months later, there was a case where the police got a warrant forcing me to give them password access to everything. I appealed that decision. That costed me $80,000. The other appeal costed me $70,000 or $80,000. And now I have 2 cases where I'm charging them, which is going to be even more costs. So the costs have been used. I'm now using my own money to fund my own cases because that's all I have. I also used the donations to hire an in-house legal representative, Gareth Rogers, and he worked for Reignite Democracy Australia for about 1.5 years. And he actually gave free legal advice, represented people in the Fair Work Commission for unfair dismissal. So he helped at least 150 people for free. And we couldn't publish that because we didn't have the resources to... Imagine if you said, we're giving out free legal advice. We would have had thousands of inquiries and we wouldn't have been able to handle it. So it was kind of like a word of mouth situation. So I had a bookkeeper, I had an accountant, I had Xero, which is a bookkeeping software. Everything was above board. I'm not hiding anything. The money's being used, and now I'm still having to use my own money. So that's what I would say. And I live full time in a van. Okay, I'm not a luxurious person. I shop at op shops. Okay, I don't care about money, and that's just how it is. But luckily I have the support of my family and I don't have to pay rent because I live in a van. So that's what I'm doing. So
the court case is now concluded, and then the result is coming out on Friday. Are you hopeful for the result?
Yes, I'm hopeful, but I'm also understanding and accepting of whatever the result is because I did the best I can do. I have no regrets and I told the truth. So whatever happens, it's just another fight regardless. But I'm hopeful. Yes.
And then what would the next step be for you, whether it does go through that you are guilty in their eyes or it's dismissed? What would the next steps be for you after that?
The full punishment for these crimes is up to $70,000 in fines and even 12 months incarceration. But the judge has already made it very clear that he won't impose any of that. So if I do get found guilty, I think it will be quite a minimal cost, but it wouldn't be good for my reputation. If I get found guilty on the first charge of not registering the fundraiser, the mainstream media will just say that Monica got sued for fundraising, which makes me sound really bad, but of course it's only about the registration. But if I get found guilty of the second charge, it's only not cooperating with government agencies, which to be honest, wouldn't be the worst thing for my reputation because I'm kind of known for pushing back against the government authority and things like that. So I really hope that I win the first charge. The second charge, I hope I win too, but it wouldn't be as bad for my work moving forward. But moving forward, it's about me now being on the attack of the Victorian government for the way that they treated me. And anything they throw at me in the meantime is fine. But currently I'm touring Australia. I have about 40 more events over the next month or so. And then I have to focus on the case on July 23rd. And then I also have to put in a statement of claim for the prison case, which I haven't even started yet. So basically my full-time job, Anna, is going to court.
Oh my God. I don't know many people can say that.
Yeah, I know. And so we'll see how it goes.
So just for everyone's information, so that you mentioned July the 23rd as being another court date. So what is that regarding?
So basically October 31st, 2020, which is right at the beginning of COVID, I was a journalist at the time, and I was arrested 3 times in one day for no reason. I was handcuffed and put in the back of a police van for 45 minutes for no reason. So I'm asking the Victoria Police to explain why they did that to me. So that's July 23rd. But the thing is about this case, Anna, you not having lived during the lockdowns during Victoria, there's lots of people that deserve time in court, but they don't have the resources or the support or the lifestyle to do it. They might have young children. They might not have they might have too much to lose, too much to risk. So I'm actually going through with this case, not just for myself, but for everyone else who hasn't been heard. I can only use my case, but my case is very similar to all the other people that were pepper sprayed, rubber bulleted, attacked, intimidated. They had knocks at the door at 1 o'clock in the morning, things like that. So my case, I'm trying to make it everyone's case, because I can be the voice for all of them, because I don't have children and I have nothing to lose. I don't have a mortgage, etc., etc. So the July 23rd is in the County Court of Victoria. I hope that hundreds, maybe thousands of people come to at least that first day to show the media and the government and the judges at the time that we need accountability, we deserve to be heard, and we deserve an apology or at least an explanation.
Because what's shocking to me as well is you've got criminals who can get away with far, far worse, genuine acts of crime, and they will just walk free. I know personally, when I was in Bacchus Marsh for a couple of months doing a pet sit, I actually was attacked by a group of people, had my phone stolen, and the police did not act. I never heard anything back after reporting it, trying to press for it, no response. And then you've got people like that who can get away with it, and then you're doing incredibly important campaigning work, and then they all seem to be targeting you. Is this a trend in Australia? Why do you think that is the case? Why do you think they're all targeting you, and then other people who genuinely commit acts of crime can just walk free?
I think unfortunately it's because that situation with you only hurt you.
Of course, yes.
It didn't hurt the government. It didn't hurt their authority. It didn't hurt the power that they have, the intimidation that they have on them. So when someone like me, I have a loud voice, I do speak a lot, I have a big platform, and I don't shy away from speaking the truth. So they want to make an example of people like me because they don't want others to follow my footsteps when other situations come up. So if you don't cooperate with government authorities, they are going to make an example of you. If you get bashed, stolen, and even raped, unfortunately, in this country, unfortunately, no one really cares.
And then do you have a final message that you'd like to give to our audience or anyone watching this?
I'll say that no matter what happens to me, I'm the right person for this job right now. I won't be doing this forever because I need to have my own life soon too. But no matter what happens to me, know that I'm going to be fine. But use these stories of prosecution towards people like me to try and wake up your friends and family. Like, look what's happening to this person who's done nothing wrong. We can always find silver linings within things, even if they're really, really bad. I believe in God, and I believe that everything is happening for a reason. So we just need to do the right thing over and over again, and the right thing will happen eventually, even if it's not straight away. So trust in the process and have faith. Just do the right thing and the rest will follow.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Really appreciate your time.
Hey everyone, so we have a result from all of these hours in the Magistrates Court. So there were 4 charges, 2 were for RDA and 2 were for Monica Smit. Now the 2 RDA charges RDA has been found guilty and fined a huge whopping fine of $1,500. The maximum penalty is like $70,000, so the magistrate was obviously lenient with that. And Monica Smit has no convictions and no charges with that. The crazy thing is that the 2 charges that RDA are guilty of is not registering a fundraiser. Okay, big deal. I didn't sign a piece of paper. And not answering all the dumb questions that Consumer Affairs Victoria emailed us, say 2 years ago during the investigation. I'm not even ashamed of those convictions, to be honest, because not cooperating with government agencies is kind of online with my my character and my profile anyway. But let me explain to you one thing. The taxpayers have paid over $200,000 for this case to happen. And what has it achieved? Consumer Affairs is supposed to be there for the public. It's supposed to be there in the public's interest. Now, who asked for this to be done, and who benefits from giving me a $1,500 fine? for a business that isn't even conducting business anymore. What is the point? Okay, the only person that this actually affected was an old retired bored gentleman who on purpose paid $5 so that he could complain to Consumer Affairs, and he actually stated that in his affidavit. Consumer Affairs went all the way with this $5 donation, and mind you, over 3,999 other donators from the public didn't care about the fundraiser. So this is all because of one gentleman's $5. And this was your taxpayers' money to take me through the ringer, waste court time. And what did they get? They got no convictions for Monica. They got a $1,500 fine. What is the point? Shame on you, Consumer Affairs. Go get a real job.